All right, stretching. I'm gonna go really quick through this. We're gonna do a really detailed rolling and stretching video later, like super detailed. But for now, I'm gonna give you my 5 stretches and 2 foam rolls that I recommend doing before every workout. Now there's a lot more you could do, but these are the basic foundations of what you have to do. Stretch number 1 is to toe touch. It's really, really simple. You're gonna reach down, touch your toes, right? So everyone knows that stretch. What I want you guys to do is hold it for 30 seconds. So you're gonna count 1, 2, 3. And what I like to do is like you challenge yourself. So maybe at first you could only get down this much. Then later maybe you could touch your hands. Then maybe you could go all the way down. Then maybe your palms could touch the ground. Oh, I'm pretty flexible, aren't I? All right, so you want to get better every time you stretch. You don't want to just like stay the same exact time every time. You want to go more and more and more. So 30-second toe stretch. The next stretch you're going to do, there's 2 ways to do this, okay? And I think this is actually one of the best stretches you could possibly do. So it's kind of weird, but you're going to put your butt against the wall, and you're going to be sideways with your butt all the way against the wall. Then from there, you're going to lay on your back, so your butt is right against the wall. You're going to let gravity pull your feet down lower. It's always the girls that make the jokes. You think it's the guys. It's always the girls, always. So you're going to let gravity pull your legs down lower and lower and lower, okay? And you're just gonna hold it for 30 seconds. And eventually, you're gonna get better and better and better and better at it. If for some reason there's not a wall available, you could do this stretch. Just reach in the front, and you're gonna get more and more, and just keep walking forward until you can get lower and lower and lower. But this, by far, is my favorite, because you just sit there and check your phone or whatever and just relax. Okay, from there, there's 2 more stretches. So we got 1, 2, there's the hurdler stretch. So everyone's different in their flexibility and how their back is, but so you don't have to lay completely flat. So you want to put your foot all the way back here under your butt. It's called like this knee. I had surgery on it a long time ago, so I can't get it as under my butt as this one. But on this foot, I could go all the way underneath right here, okay? So I'm not sitting on my heel, but my toe is under my butt, okay? And from there, we're gonna lay down. And when you do it, you wanna put your hips forward like this. The more forward your hips are, the more you're gonna feel that stretch. And you can start bringing your knee in, and you can get better and better and better until you could lay all the way flat. You wanna go 30 seconds on this leg, 30 seconds on the other leg. Why it's so important to stretch your quads, and we're gonna get into this in a minute. A lot of people, in 17 years of doing this, I'll see people that say they have pain right underneath their kneecap. And 90% of the time, it's because there's a thick tendon-like muscle that runs right here. It gets tight, knotted up, and it pulls underneath your kneecap. Also, your IT band sometimes ends up pulling underneath your kneecap. So there's nothing wrong with your knees. You can ice it. You can do anything you want. But until you stretch, you get this part looser and this part looser, you're going to have this knee pain. But I'll get into that in a minute a little bit more. So that's 1, 2, 3 stretches. The next stretch is for your lower back. And what you want to do, you want to start flat, pull your leg over, and as you do that, you rotate your hips, okay? So my shoulder blades stay flat on the ground, but I'm gonna rotate my hips like I'm sticking my butt out this way, and I'm gonna bring my leg up as much as I can, and I'm gonna start twisting my body in the opposite direction. And a lot of times you'll feel a little pop right there, and that's great. And you're gonna hold that for 30 seconds, and then you're gonna hit the other side for 30 seconds, okay? So now we got hamstrings, inner thighs, quads, lower back, and the last one is hip flexors. I recommend putting a mat under your knee just because it could be a little uncomfortable. But for that one, there's 2 different types of stretches you could do. One of them is this. So the leg that's down, you want to have that arm up, okay? Because this is all connected. And you're going to stretch. Your hips go forward, and you're going to lean back, okay? And you'll feel all the way from your abs all the way to your hips. But another way to do it, this is kind of a little more advanced way. It's almost like doing the splits. So you're going to have one leg forward and one leg back. And you can stretch this way as well. So you can start off with the regular hurdler stretch that I just did, and then you can transition into like a modified split. Or if you could go, I don't want to show off and do the splits right now. I'm just kidding, I can't do splits. All right, so then you can stretch this way too, and you'll hit your hamstring again, and you'll get even more hip flexors, just a little different angle. So you go from that to that one right there. 30 seconds, and then hit the other leg for 30 seconds. Yeah, so those are the 5 major stretches you could do. Now, as for foam rolling, I'm gonna go over just 2 foam rolls. There's a bunch of different things you could do on the foam roll. Like A lot of it just has to do with sore muscles. Like you could foam roll your butt, you could foam roll your shoulders, you could foam roll like your back, your upper back. But for that, okay, let's talk about knees. So like I said, there's a thick tendon that goes right over here. It's like a tendon-like muscle, just really big. So if you do have any knee issues, what you'll do is if you start getting in here, you'll feel knots. Almost everyone will have them if it hurts behind your knee. And you're gonna start rubbing in here and you'll feel knots. And before the workout, this is called heating up the muscle. You wanna start rubbing and zeroing in on those areas and trying to work out those knots that are right above your knee. And it hurts, it sucks, and it's really painful. And it usually takes about 2 weeks of really working it before your knees start feeling a lot better. But once you do get them to that point, it usually doesn't come back. So first you're gonna get in there, massage out any knots that you find, okay, with your thumbs. And then you're gonna go with the foam roller. So the foam roller, you're gonna get to one end of the foam roller, it's gonna go in that same spot, and you're gonna roll back and forth on it. You could even go all the way up your quad if you want, but then make sure you go all the way to right above your kneecap. And then the other stretch, or the other foam roller you could do is right here on your IT band. So you're gonna go all the way to the bottom, to the very top of your knee, to your hip bone, right here, okay? And you're gonna roll that IT band out. And what that's gonna do is, it's gonna help stretch it out, heat it up, and get it ready for your workout. Kind of like tenderizing meat. If you beat it up, it's gonna get a lot more tender. It's gonna make it so that it releases some of that tension behind your kneecap, and it's gonna really help a lot. But it's something that, you know, it's great to talk about it right now, but you actually really gotta do it, you know? And it's just gonna be a matter of you just taking a little bit of time and doing that, okay? So that's the whole stretching part.